So these are two micaZ sensors that are running a radio counter LEDs application on them. So you can see that the LEDs are lighting up. So what the application basically does is it starts a counter at 0, and every n milliseconds it fires a timer. The n value can be specified by the user, so say for 100 milliseconds, 1000 milliseconds, 2000 milliseconds, anything. So every n milliseconds it updates the counter by 1 and sends out the counter value to all the other nodes in the network. It broadcasts the value, and any node that receives this packet will read the counter value from the packet and display the least significant bits on the LEDs. So you can see that if it's a 0, none of the LEDs light up. If it's 1, the red lights up. If it's a 2, the green. If it's a 3, the green and the red, and so on. So other than the LEDs lighting up, we are not able to visually see any packets that are being wirelessly transmitted to each other. I'm going to show you how you can actually visualize these wireless packets using the part1 tool here. I'm going to be connecting another sniffer that is running a base station program. So this sensor sniffs the air and gets all the packet details that is being transmitted and sends it over the USB interface to the computer. There's another program that receives these packets and sends it out through IP to this tool, which will then be visualized. I'm going to show you how the tool works now. In this video, I'm going to show you how the part1 tool works to visualize the two sensors that were sending the counter value to each other. Drag and drop the two nodes onto the canvas. I had given them node IDs 10 and 20, so I'm going to drag and drop two nodes with node ID 10 and 20 onto the canvas, and then I'm going to start a live network visualization. So what this basically does is it starts a listener, and I go and open the other program that reads the packet traces that is sent from the sniffer I showed you earlier and sends it via IP to the listener in the other program. So here I'm going to enter some basic sniffer details, which will tell which USB interface to look for and what the baud rate is, etc. I'm going to be, as you can see, I'm going to be sending it back to my own IP and give it a port number 8003 that this other program is listening at. So now we can see the two sensors that are talking to each other, and this is the past data. So there's the payload information. As you can see, the counter is being updated from C2, C3, C4, C5, so on. That was the time, the destination ID, the source ID, and the payload. Now I'm going to turn off one of these nodes, and soon you can see a pop-up message that says that one of the nodes is dead, and as the video is still streaming, eventually you can see that only one of the nodes talks to the other node.